Welcome back, everybody. I'm out here before sunrise. I think what we're gonna do is maybe look for some marbles and some small items and bedrock cracks today. And if we're lucky, we'll find like a quart milk or maybe some large glass items. So let's get to it. First marble of the morning, red and white. Let's pop it out. Very nice specimen. All right, I know that looks like the same marble, but it is not. Let's get this one. Wow, nice rich color in that. Well, don't know what this is. What's that say? 14 ounce, no bounce thumper. Probably fishing related. Got some kind of a camera here. If it has an SD card in it, we might be able to recover images. Interesting. Is this jet black? Oh, you know what? Now that it's off the ground, I see a little bit of blue, almost like a cobalt blue. We'll have a closer look on the cleanup. Please say something. Oh, good. What is this? Summit Bottling Works, Akron O. It's a crown top, so it could be late 1800s. Let me see where your mold seam is going. Mold seam stops right at the tip of my thumb. Oh, now I do the check. Are there any chips? Oh, that is a fantastic example. Can't wait to, really don't even have to clean it up. But you know what, when you put this type of thing in your pouch, fill it with water, because I can't tell you how many times I dump them out, and when I'm in the current, these things get blown right out of your pouch. So fill it with water and then cinch up your pouch. That's a nice hole there.
The fish in the Cuyahoga River don't seem to have any fear of you when you're underwater. In fact, a lot of times they swim right up to you, and they're looking for little bits of debris when you kick up the sediment, maybe something good to eat.
This might be an old soda. What's that say? Summit County Bottling Works. Has some chips on the bottom. Haven't seen one of these in a long time. This appears to be a pager.
It's cleanup time once again, and I think we'll start with these two bottles right back here. Summit Bottling Works on both of them. This one back here being a little newer as the mold seam goes all the way up to the top of the crown top, indicating that it was likely made just after 1900, maybe up into the teens. This one here, however, the mold seam stops midway up the neck. It's probably from the late 1890s. The crown tops didn't go too far back into the 1800s. That's an 1890s thing. So that's probably when this was from. It has the older logo with the SB on it. If I put that in a bottle tumbler, which one day I'll get a bottle tumbler, it'll shine up and look like new. Then we have the M. Burkhart Brewing Company. That's from just after 1900. That's a beer. Then we have this Akron Pure Milk. This one's in pretty horrible condition. It has some chips on the hill and everything, but I do have a lot of those in perfect condition. That's probably around, 1910, 19 teens. Then we have this Coca-Cola, which I have a lot of these specific ones too. November 16th, 1915. So that's the first, time that we saw what they call the hobble skirt Coke bottle. That's the first time ever. Before that, they were all straight-sided Cokes, we have this thing here that I think it's part of a tool. I'm not quite sure about it. Some of the stuff looked like part of a hammer, but on the internet, but I don't know what that is. We got this nice little cup, if it wasn't broken, but got a nice floral pattern on it. No maker mark on this. So if you know, let me know in the comments. What else? What else? This right here. This is a Columbia Silver Company quadruple plated model 014. From what I gather, this was made between 1850 and 1890, or into the 1890s. I love finding old stuff like this. I would guess, I don't know if they had a machine that did that long ago, but it has some interesting detail on it. So it's cool when you find things that are that old. Pair of what I would say generic sunglasses, shotgun shells, some rifle bullets, a lead slug. Always finding either kitchen knives or knives in the river. A pile of modern coins. And a lot of marbles. Always find marbles. This one right here is a clay marble. These tend to go back into the 1800s. Not sure what the other ones are. You'd think I'd be an expert by now. I find so many of them. A magnet fishing magnet with the rope. Somebody was above where I snorkel sometimes on the bridge thinking they were going to find something. I tell you, the chances are slim to none. It's hard enough finding things when you go under with a snorkel. But like areas like that, if there's people like me, we snorkel up with a mask and we see everything in astonishing high definition. And it's so easy to just pick. But you never know until you try. If you have, I did buy a magnet fishing magnet, slightly larger than this one. I haven't had any success with it yet, but maybe we'll make a video in the future. What else? A couple old fishing lures. We got a iPhone, not sure what generation that is. It says social media seriously harms your mental health. So there's your iPhone. A little cork top medicine. Look at this thing. Not sure. It looks like it's just around 1900. It could be older. Most of the stuff is right after 1900, but you get quite a few things that dip into the 1800s. And let's talk about these metal plates. A viewer told me that when he was little, and this was back in the 70s, he says, there was a metal stamping factory or something right by the railroad tracks. And there would be boxes of these blank, there's nothing on them, just metal slug plates. That you had the bigger ones like this. We found so many of these. And he said they would see that down there all the time, and they would just like toss them or skip them into the water and stuff. And this, I don't know if the business dumped them in the river, but that explains it. That explains the mystery. And I've been wondering about that for a long time, and now we know. This here, what is this? A Diamond Superior. It's like a knockoff of a Victorinox Swiss Army knife, and it has quite a bit of corrosion on it, as you can see. But we found that. Let's see. Ore pellets. Sometimes I find a lot more than this, but the story with these ore pellets is on the Great Lakes. These were transported around on train tracks, which I was close to, for the steel industry, which was heavy in the Cleveland area, the Pittsburgh area. So finding these marble size little ore pellets is commonplace. A pager. And I remember, when I was in high school, kids had pagers back in 1996 when I graduated. And this is a Motorola from Ameritech. Needless to say, it doesn't work anymore, but a little piece of communications history there. We got 3 keys. The first one is a master lock key, and master locks have been around from 1921 to present. This one right here is a how you pronounce it? Schlage, 1920 to present. And this was the oldest one right here, if I could pronounce the name of this company, it is Narragansett Machine Company. We'll say that I'm right there. This key company was from 1882 to 1928. So that could be quite old. Sometimes I found a lot older ones. But we had the modern coins, but we also found a 1963 90% silver Roosevelt dime. These are good. If you ever wonder if it's made out of silver, one, it would be 1964 before. And if you look at the side, it's not clad. It's silver color all the way through. So that's good. And then an older coin here, in 1909, they call this a V nickel because it's a Roman numeral 5 for 5 cents. Pretty shiny for being in the river for that long. And what else? 5 wheat pennies. The wheat pennies were 1929, 1940, 1941, 1958D, and there was a 1918 in there. So now we go to this right here. That's some kind of a Asian coin, has Asian writing on it. I'm not sure. I could probably take a picture with Google and it would tell me what I need to know about that. And last but not least, the Polaroid Studio 4 camera. Look at this thing. This had this SD card in it, this 256 megabyte SanDisk. And this is the oldest footage I've ever recovered from a camera out of the river. I've found trail cams, I've found other phones that have little SD cards and stuff. Look at that little screen on there. I have all kinds of footage on here. It's teenagers doing teenager things. I'm not sure of YouTube's guidelines on putting videos that have like kids, people under 18 or such, but I'll show you some videos that don't have them pictured in it, and it looks like the video is a trip going to Kings Island, which is an amusement park near Cincinnati. And beyond that, yeah, it's just like teenagers being teenagers, kids being kids and stuff. But all the video files were there. And if anyone could think of or know who, or I looked at I couldn't find any identifiers that would tell me who it was or where it was. On a school bus, it looked like it said Jackson County Schools, but I think it was a school bus yard that the tour bus they were on going to Kings Island drove right past. So I'll share just a few videos from that. I have a lot more. I'm surprised. Oh, the date for this, 2005. So as I'm making this cleanup video in January of 2025, these are 20-year-old video files that were likely in the river for 20 years. The last video that was recorded on here was from 2005. Absolutely amazing. I took this thing, put it in rice, as they say, and it kind of dried out. Got a swab and wiped the little gold terminals, and if it didn't, it played every single video on there. Amazing. So without further ado, if that's how you say that, here are the videos. Have a look. If you can identify who these people are, be miraculous, but let me know in the comments. Have a look.
They're so blue. What place is this? Showcase Cinema. Look, there's Kings Island. Look at the roller coaster. Beautiful. Look at that tower. That's fun. See that? I love cows. Oh man, I missed the cows.
All right, that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, happy hunting, everybody.